Across the vast tapestry of our planet, human cultures have woven extraordinary tales. These are not merely stories, but living traditions, echoing through generations. They speak of creatures born not of flesh and blood, but of wonder, fear, and a deep-seated need to understand the world around us. These are the myths, the legends, the fantastical beings that inhabit the wilder landscapes of our imagination. They are as much a part of our world's heritage as the great mountains and the deep oceans. Mythical creatures have always fascinated humanity, appearing in the folklore and legends of different cultures around the world. For millennia, we have looked into the darkness beyond the campfire's glow, into the swirling mists of the sea, or up at the thunderous clouds and seen more than just nature at work. We have seen intention, personality, and power embodied in forms both terrible and beautiful. These creatures helped our ancestors make sense of storms and seasons, life and death. They served as warnings, as symbols of hope, and as guardians of sacred places. Their stories are a remarkable testament to the creative power of the human mind, a universal language of metaphor and magic that connects us all. In this journey, we will travel across continents and through the annals of time to encounter some of the most enduring of these creations. We will seek to understand not only what they are, but what they represent, and why their stories continue to hold such power over us, even in our modern scientific age. In this video, we will explore 20 of the most captivating mythical creatures from various cultures. Our exploration begins now, into a world unseen, yet deeply felt. Our journey begins in East Asia, in the celestial realm of the dragon. Unlike its fire-breathing, malevolent European counterpart, the Eastern dragon is a creature of immense benevolence and profound wisdom. It is a composite being, often depicted with the body of a serpent, the claws of an eagle, and the horns of a stag, a magnificent fusion of nature's most powerful elements. Here the dragon is not a beast to be slain, but a divine spirit to be revered. It is a symbol of the emperor himself, a bringer of fortune and a master of the elements, its presence heralding prosperity and harmony. In the rice paddies and river valleys of China, Japan, and Korea, the dragon is a vital life force. It is believed to dwell in rivers, lakes, and oceans, its sinuous movements governing the life-giving rains and the flow of water across the land. Farmers would pray to the dragon for gentle showers to nurture their crops, while sailors would offer tribute for safe passage across the seas. To see a dragon was a rare and auspicious event, a sign that the natural world was in balance, a promise of a bountiful harvest and a long, peaceful life. It represents a connection to the world that is not about dominion, but about respect and understanding. From the arid deserts of Arabia and Egypt to the imperial courts of China, a singular radiant bird captures the imagination, the phoenix. This is a creature synonymous with the sun, a magnificent being cloaked in plumage of gold, crimson, and vibrant purple. Its life is a grand solitary cycle, lasting for centuries, sometimes a full millennium. It is not born in the conventional sense, nor does it truly die. The phoenix is the ultimate emblem of resurrection, a powerful symbol that life can, and will, emerge from utter destruction. When its long life draws to a close, the phoenix builds itself a nest of the finest aromatic spices and sings a song so beautiful that even the sun god pauses his chariot to listen. Then, in a flash of brilliant light, the nest and the bird are consumed by fire. But this is not an end. From the cooling embers and ash, a new phoenix arises, young and powerful, to live its long life once more. This remarkable story of rebirth has resonated across cultures, representing not just immortality, but the promise of renewal, the triumph of hope over despair, and the eternal cyclical nature of life itself. We travel now to the rugged mountains and ancient forests of Greece, the domain of the centaur. Here we find a creature of startling duality. The torso and head of a man fuse seamlessly with the powerful body of a horse. This union represents one of humanity's most ancient struggles. The conflict between our civilized, rational intellect and our primal, untamed instincts. Most centaurs were depicted as wild and unruly, slaves to their passions, prone to violence and debauchery when indulging in wine. They were a personification of the chaos that lies just beyond the ordered city walls. Yet, among these wild beings, there was one remarkable exception: Chiron. Unlike his brethren, Chiron was renowned for his profound wisdom, his gentle nature, and his skills as a healer and a teacher. he mentored some of Greece's greatest heroes, including Achilles and Heracles, instructing them in medicine, music, and the art of war. Chiron demonstrates that this duality need not be a source of conflict. He embodies the potential for harmony, the idea that our animal nature, when guided by intellect and compassion, can be a source of great strength and knowledge. The centaur, in its entirety, is a mirror to our own complex nature. We now turn to the treacherous, sun-drenched coastlines of the Greek Isles where jagged rocks hide a deadly peril. Here, according to the old tales, dwelt the sirens. In early accounts, they were described as creatures with the head of a woman and the body of a bird. But over time, their image has transformed into the alluring form of a mermaid. What has never changed, however, is the lethal nature of their primary weapon: their voice. Their song was said to be so enchantingly beautiful, so filled with irresistible promises of knowledge and pleasure, that it could lure any sailor to his doom. Homer's epic, the Odyssey, gives us the most famous account of these creatures. The hero Odysseus, desperate to hear their legendary song but aware of its fatal power, commanded his crew to plug their ears with beeswax while he had himself lashed tightly to the mast of his ship. As they sailed past the Sirens' Island, he was driven to the brink of madness by the beauty of their call, begging to be untied. The sirens represent the ultimate temptation, the seductive allure of desires that lead to self-destruction. They are a powerful metaphor for the dangerous appeal of forbidden knowledge and the perilous journey through life's many temptations. From the sunlit Mediterranean, we venture north, into the cold, dark, and formidable waters of the Scandinavian seas. Here, in the abyssal depths, sailors' folklore tells of a monster of unimaginable scale, the Kraken. Early accounts, rooted in Norse sagas, describe a creature so vast that it was often mistaken for an island. A sailor might disembark upon what he thought was land, only to have it plunge into the depths beneath him. Its sheer size was its most terrifying attribute. It was said to be capable of pulling the largest man of war down to a watery grave with its colossal tentacles. The legend of the Kraken likely originated from sightings of a real, and almost equally fantastic, animal, the giant squid. For centuries, tales of this deep-sea behemoth were dismissed as fanciful stories, but we now know that giant squid, reaching lengths of over 40 feet, do indeed haunt the ocean's twilight zone. The Kraken legend, therefore, is a fascinating example of how human imagination can take a kernel of truth, a fleeting glimpse of a giant tentacle, a massive carcass washed ashore, and amplify it into a myth of epic proportions. It embodies our primal fear of the unknown that lurks in the immense, unexplored darkness of the deep sea. We journey now to the forests and shrines of Japan, a land rich with spirits known as yokai. Among the most fascinating and powerful of these is the kitsune, the fox spirit. In Japanese folklore, the fox is an animal of profound intelligence and magical ability. As a kitsune ages, its power grows, culminating in the growth of multiple tails, up to 9 in the most ancient and powerful individuals. These are not ordinary animals. They possess the ability to shapeshift, often taking the form of a beautiful human woman to interact with, and often deceive, mortals. The kitsune's nature is wonderfully complex. It is not simply good or evil. Some tales depict them as mischievous tricksters, playing elaborate pranks on arrogant samurai or greedy merchants. Others portray them as faithful guardians, loyal wives, or messengers of Inari, the Shinto god of rice. They can breathe fire, create intricate illusions, and even possess human beings. Whether a benevolent protector or a cunning deceiver, the kitsune represents intelligence, strategy, and the idea that appearances can be deceiving. It teaches that the world is more complex than it seems, filled with magic, just beneath the surface of the mundane. Across the Great Plains and rugged mountains of North America, the indigenous peoples tell stories of a divine avian being of immense power, the thunderbird. This is no ordinary bird. It is a creature of supernatural size and strength, its wingspan so vast it was said to blot out the sun. The beating of its mighty wings was the sound of thunder, and the flashing of its eyes was the crackle of lightning. It was the personification of the storm, a powerful and often fearsome force of nature given life and spirit. The thunderbird was not a monster, but a sacred and powerful spirit, often seen as a messenger from the Creator or a protector of humankind from malevolent underwater spirits. Its battles with these sea serpents represented the eternal conflict between the sky and the sea, the upper and lower worlds. Many tribes carved its likeness onto totem poles, a place of high honor, symbolizing power, protection, and divine authority. The Thunderbird is a profound expression of a worldview where every element of nature, from the smallest plant to the most terrifying storm, possesses a living spirit and a sacred purpose. We return to the cold lands of the Norse, to a myth of truly apocalyptic scale. Here we encounter Jormungandr, the Midgard serpent, one of the monstrous children of the trickster god Loki. Jormungandr was cast into the great ocean that encircles the world of men by the god Odin. But the serpent grew to such a colossal size that it could surround the entire earth, grasping its own tail in its mouth. It lies in the eternal dark of the sea floor, a dormant, world-encircling threat, biting down on its own tail in an endless, brooding circle. Jormungandr represents the inescapable, cyclical nature of destruction. Its presence is a constant, underlying menace, a reminder that the world exists in a fragile balance. According to Norse prophecy, its awakening will signal the beginning of Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods. At the end of time, it will rise from the sea, spewing its deadly venom across the land and sky, to face its arch-nemesis, the thunder god, Thor. Their final fatal battle is one of the cornerstones of Norse mythology, a dramatic embodiment of the clash between order and the untamable, destructive forces of chaos that lie coiled at the very edge of existence. Our travels take us to the sun-scorched deserts and mountains of the Middle East and the Mediterranean, where legends speak of a truly majestic beast, the griffin. This creature is a noble hybrid, possessing the powerful body, tail, and hind legs of a lion, the king of beasts, and the head, wings, and talons of an eagle, the king of the skies. This combination of terrestrial and celestial power made the griffin a potent symbol of divine strength and vigilance. It was seen as a creature of immense courage and ferocity, embodying both strength and wisdom. In many legends, particularly those originating from Scythia, griffins were said to guard vast treasures and hoards of gold in the remote, arid mountains. They were fierce protectors, attacking any who dared to approach their riches. This role as a guardian became central to their identity, and their image was often used in heraldry and architecture to symbolize strength, military courage, and leadership. The griffin is a creature of pure majesty, a perfect fusion of two of nature's most formidable predators, representing the guardianship of the sacred and the powerful union of earth and sky. We now enter the enchanted forests of medieval Europe, a realm of chivalry and magic. Here, in the quietest, most secluded glades, we might hope to catch a glimpse of a creature of unparalleled beauty and grace, the unicorn. Described as a pure white horse with a single, long, spiraling horn growing from its forehead, the unicorn was the very embodiment of purity, innocence, and untamed wildness. It was said to be impossibly swift, a creature that could not be captured by force. The unicorn's horn, known as an alicorn, was believed to possess miraculous healing properties. It could purify poisoned water simply by dipping its tip into it, and it could cure any disease. This made the unicorn a highly sought-after creature, yet it was said that it would only approach a person of pure heart, most often a young maiden. This creature represents a form of power that is not aggressive or dominant, but gentle and restorative. The unicorn is a timeless symbol of the magical and the pure, a reminder of a world where virtue holds a power all its own. Our journey now takes a very different turn, away from ancient scrolls and into the world of modern folklore. We travel to the Americas, from Puerto Rico to the southwestern United States, on the trail of a creature born in the late 20th century, the chupacabra, which translates to the goat sucker. The first reports emerged in the 1990s, describing a strange predator responsible for a series of baffling livestock deaths. Animals, particularly goats, were found drained of their blood, with peculiar puncture wounds on their necks. Initial eyewitness accounts described a bizarre, bipedal creature, about 3 to 4 feet tall, with large, glowing red eyes, grayish skin, and sharp spines running down its back. Over time, another description has become more common, that of a strange, hairless, four-legged canine-like animal. While scientists often attribute the sightings to coyotes or dogs afflicted with severe mange, the legend persists with remarkable tenacity. The chupacabra is a fascinating example of a myth in the making, a monster for our times, born from local anxieties and spread rapidly through modern media, embodying our fear of the strange and the unexplained that can still emerge in our own backyards. We ascend now to the roof of the world, to the vast, frozen and inhospitable expanse of the Himalayan mountains. Here, amongst the highest peaks on Earth, Legends speak of a solitary, elusive creature known as the Yeti, or the abominable snowman. For centuries, the Sherpa people of Nepal have told stories of this large, ape-like being that inhabits the high-altitude snowfields. It is described as being covered in thick, shaggy hair, white or reddish-brown, and walking upright on two legs, a silent giant of the eternal snows. The legend gained international attention in the 20th century, when Western mountaineers began reporting sightings of a similar creature and photographing huge, unidentified footprints in the snow. These tracks, much larger than those of any known animal in the region, fueled decades of speculation and expeditions. Is the Yeti a surviving prehistoric ape, a misidentified Himalayan brown bear, or simply a powerful myth born of the disorienting and isolating nature of the high mountains? Whatever its true identity, the Yeti represents the allure of the undiscovered, the possibility that even in our mapped and measured world, there are still great mysteries hidden in its most remote and challenging corners. We travel to the misty green hills of Ireland, a land steeped in ancient folklore and supernatural beliefs. Here we listen for a sound that is not meant for all ears, a cry that signals an impending sorrow. This is the keening of the banshee. She is not a creature of malice, but a specter of fate. A solitary female spirit whose mournful wail foretells the death of a member of one of the ancient Gaelic families. Her appearance varies in the telling. She can be a beautiful young woman, a stately matron, or a terrifying, wizened old hag. Her connection is not to a place, but to a bloodline. The banshee is a fairy woman, a bean Sida, who follows a family through generations, her cry echoing across the bogs and fields, to announce that a soul is about to depart this world. To hear her lament is to receive a supernatural warning, a moment of chilling grace before the inevitable grief. She does not cause death, but merely announces it. A spectral mourner whose very existence is tied to the cycles of life and loss. The banshee is a powerful and poignant embodiment of Irish identity, family lineage, and a deep cultural connection to the supernatural world. Our path leads us back to the Aegean, to the island of Crete, and the heart of the Minoan civilization. Here we descend into one of myth's most famous prisons, the Labyrinth, home to a tragic and terrifying monster, the Minotaur. This creature was a grotesque aberration of nature, born with the body of a powerful man and the head and tail of a bull. He was the offspring of Queen Pasiphae and a divine bull, a symbol of a shameful secret that King Minos sought to hide from the world. To contain this monstrous creature, the king commissioned the brilliant inventor Daedalus to construct an inescapable maze, the labyrinth. There, the Minotaur dwelled in darkness, a solitary prisoner. As a tribute, the city of Athens was forced to send 7 young men and 7 young women every 9 years to be sacrificed to the beast, their lives devoured in the twisting corridors. The Minotaur is more than just a monster. He is a symbol of the monstrous consequences of hubris and unnatural desires. He represents the beast that can lie hidden within civilization, a primal horror trapped at the center of a complex man-made world. We venture now to the windswept Orkney Islands north of Scotland, where the sea mists carry tales of a truly horrific creature, one of the most malevolent demons in all of British folklore. This is the Nucalavi, a being of pure nightmare. It is a terrifying fusion of horse and rider, but as a single entity. It has the torso of a man attached to a horse's back, with arms so long they can reach the ground. But its most grotesque feature is its complete lack of skin, revealing a hideous mass of raw, yellow veins, and powerful, pulsing red muscles. The Nucalavi is a sea dweller, but it can come ashore to wreak havoc. Its breath is a venomous vapor that wilts crops, sickens livestock, and spreads pestilence. It is a creature of pure malice, held responsible for droughts and epidemics, and its appearance is an omen of unparalleled disaster. Its only known weakness is a fear of fresh, running water, so crossing a stream is the only hope of escape. The Nucalavi is a stark personification of the dread of disease and the destructive, unpredictable power of the sea, a truly terrifying monster born from the harshest realities of island life. Our journey returns to Japan, this time to its rivers, lakes, and ponds. Here we find a curious and often dangerous water spirit, the kappa. Roughly the size of a human child, the kappa is typically depicted as a green, reptilian humanoid with a turtle-like shell on its back and webbed hands and feet. Its most peculiar feature is a dish-like depression on the top of its head, which must be kept full of water. This water is the source of its power. If it spills, the kappa is rendered helpless. Kappa are known for their mischievous and sometimes malevolent nature. They enjoy playing pranks, but are also accused of drowning people and animals, and even luring children into the water. Yet, they are not entirely evil. A kappa is obsessed with politeness and will always return a deep bow. This is its weakness, as bowing causes the water to spill from its head. They are also said to love cucumbers and can be appeased with offerings of them. The kappa is a fascinating creature, serving as both a cautionary tale to keep children away from water and a complex spirit that embodies the dual nature of rivers, life-giving and treacherous. We travel to South and Southeast Asia, into the vibrant mythologies of Hinduism and Buddhism. Here we look to the skies and behold a divine being of immense power and majesty. Garuda, he is the king of birds, the sworn enemy of all snakes, and the celestial mount, or Vahana, of the great god Vishnu. Garuda is depicted as a giant, eagle-like creature, sometimes with a human body and a bird's head and wings, his feathers shining like gold. He is a personification of strength, speed, and martial prowess. Garuda's story is one of devotion and power. He was born to free his mother from enslavement by the Nagas, the serpent deities. To do this, he had to steal the elixir of immortality from the heavens, a feat he accomplished by defeating the gods themselves in battle. Impressed by his power and filial piety, Vishnu granted him immortality and made him his personal steed. Garuda is revered as a protector, a guardian against evil and snakebites. His image adorns temples and national emblems, a powerful symbol of righteous power, swift action, and victory over malevolent forces. Our exploration leads us into the lore of ancient Persia, a land that gave rise to a formidable and terrifying predator, the manticore. The name itself means man-eater, which is, honestly, a fitting title for such a creature. Descriptions passed down through Greek writers paint a picture of a monstrous chimera. It possessed the body of a great red lion, the face of a man with piercing blue eyes and a triple row of razor-sharp teeth, and, most terrifyingly, a tail like that of a scorpion which could fire venomous spines like arrows to paralyze its prey. The manticore was said to have a voice like a trumpet and an insatiable appetite for human flesh. It was incredibly fast and powerful, a perfect killing machine that left no trace of its victims, consuming them bones, clothes, and all. Unlike the noble griffin, the manticore was a creature of pure malice and predatory hunger. It represents a fear of the wild, untamable parts of the world. A land where nature could produce monsters that were an unnatural and terrifying combination of the familiar. Man, lion, scorpion, fused into something utterly alien and deadly. We return to the rugged, windswept coasts of Scotland, Ireland, and the Faroe Islands. Here, the line between the sea and the land is blurred, not just by the tides, but by the legend of the Selkie. Selkies are mythological beings capable of a remarkable transformation. In the water, they are seals, graceful and at home in the cold ocean. But on land, they can shed their seal skin and walk in perfect human form, often described as being incredibly beautiful. The tales of Selkies are almost always tinged with a deep sense of melancholy and longing. A human man might find a discarded seal skin on the shore, hide it, and persuade the Selkie woman to become his wife. They may have children and live happily for a time, but the Selkie's heart always belongs to the sea. If she ever finds her hidden skin, the call of her true home will be irresistible, and she will return to the ocean, leaving her land-bound family behind forever. The Selkie myth speaks to a profound connection with nature, and the sorrow of a divided soul, caught between two worlds, belonging fully to neither. Our final journey takes us to China, into the realm of folklore that blurs the line between life and death. Here we encounter the Zhangshi, often translated as a hopping vampire or hopping zombie. The Zhangshi is a reanimated corpse. According to legend, when a person dies improperly or is not given a proper burial, their soul fails to leave the body, which then rises from the grave. Stiffened by rigor mortis, the Zhangshi cannot bend its limbs, so it moves by hopping, with its arms outstretched. Unlike Western vampires, the Zhangshi does not typically drink blood, but instead seeks to absorb the life force, or qi, of living beings. They are often depicted wearing the official robes of the Qing dynasty, a detail popularized by 20th century cinema. Various methods are said to ward them off, including mirrors, the crowing of a rooster, and, most famously, a paper talisman inscribed with a spell, which can be stuck to the Zhangshi's forehead to immobilize it. The Zhangshi is a fascinating cultural expression of anxieties surrounding death, burial rites, and the fear of the dead returning to prey upon the living. Our journey through the world's myths has come to an end, but the creatures we have met are far from gone. They live on, not in the wild spaces of our planet, but in the enduring landscape of our collective imagination. From the benevolent dragons of the east to the terrifying Jong Shur, from the noble griffin to the tragic Selkie, each of these beings offers a unique window into the culture that conceived it. They are reflections of our deepest hopes, our most primal fears, our greatest aspirations, and our most profound questions about the world and our place within it. These legends have shaped our world in countless ways. They have been carved into the stone of our most sacred buildings, painted onto our most treasured artworks, and woven into the fabric of our literature and languages. Today, they are more alive than ever, finding new forms in movies, video games, and books, proving that their power to enchant and to warn has not diminished with time. They are a testament to the fact that storytelling is one of our most fundamental human instincts, a way of breathing life into the mysteries that surround us. The world of myth is a wilderness of infinite possibility, a place where the impossible becomes real and the unseen can be felt. It reminds us that there is more to our world than what can be measured and cataloged. From dragons to sirens, these mythical creatures continue to inspire and captivate us, reminding us of the power of imagination and the mysteries that lie beyond our understanding. They are a vital part of our shared human heritage, a treasure trove of stories that will, I have no doubt, continue to evolve and be told for generations to come.